My name is Daniel Moore, and this class is called M3. I'm gonna make my fingers like M3. Something like that. Anyways, that stands for movement, massage, meditation. So today I'd like to ask, just like always, that you would modify any techniques or all the techniques to work for you. We like to follow a feel-good principle. If it feels good, then the movement is likely doing something positive for you. Discomfort is relatively reasonable, but pain is a sign that you either need to slow it down, decrease the range of motion, or make some other modification. So make sure you modify any of the techniques to work for you. And if you ever need a break at any time, make sure to do that for yourself. And it's just really important that you honor your body and where you're at. Okay, so without further ado, I got my timer here set for 5 minutes. We're going to start with a check-in. So you're going to start by laying on the ground, laying on your back. We're going to start with 5 minutes, and we'll go from there. Close this chat box. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay on our backs. So from this supine position, I want to invite you to let go of all tension in the body. So your palms will be out to the side, or facing the ceiling, arms out to the side. And you're just going to send a gentle wave of movement through the spine, surrendering any unnecessary tension. Just let it go. From here, we're going to take our hands, and we're going to place our hands right on our abdomen. And we're just going to imagine and smile at our intestines. So just imagine your intestines perfectly healthy, doing their job, absorbing energy and distributing energy throughout the body. As you breathe in, imagine as your abdomen lifts up, rises and falls, that your diaphragm can massage your intestines and assist in the process of absorbing energy and distributing that energy. From here, we're going to gently start to walk our fingers around the abdomen. It doesn't matter where you go. The idea is to start to cultivate a relationship with the different parts of your body, and especially the internal organs. So I'm just walking my fingers around, It's not a dainty pressure where it's super light, although it could be. And it's also not really heavy and potent. It's just a gentle walking of the fingers around. And this will stimulate your immune system and stimulate your body's ability to mitigate inflammation. Okay, so from here, we're going to rotate our head to the right. We're going to take our whole palm, lay it on the left side of our neck. We're going to glide from the side through the sternum down into the stomach and then switch sides. So rotate your head to the left. The left palm goes on the right side. Stroke down through the neck, through the sternum with the weight of the hand ending in your abdomen, switch sides. So again, you rotate your neck to the side, stroke your palm through the sternum, into the abdomen, and switch sides. Go at a speed that works for you. If you want to go a little bit quicker and get some more of an emphasis on the rotational aspect through the cervical spine, that's fine. If you want to start to cultivate more of a interoceptive dynamic where you're feeling what's happening on the inside, that's a good thing to do as well. Nice and gentle, nice and easy. Okay? From here, we're going to take our hands on the left leg from the hip. You can bend both knees if you like. And you're just going to massage into the leg and into the foot. Just a little bit of a stimulation here. Oh, interesting. I don't know what's going on there, Sydney. We'll have to figure that out. Some technical difficulties. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So just, again, massaging into the leg. Massaging into the lower leg, into the foot itself. Just a gentle massage. That's to start to work your mechanoreceptors, get those nerves awoken. Awoken? Yeah, something like that. You can come to a seated position. We can massage through the armpit. You're starting to prepare the body for movement. So the massage stimulates the mechanoreceptors, the little nerves that live inside your connective tissue, and helps to kind of wake them up and help them to be more alert. So that way when you move in a more productive way, I guess you could say. Switch sides, get that other side. When we massage in the armpit, we're stimulating the lymph nodes. This is, again, really good for helping our body to mitigate inflammation. Nice and easy. Keep your hands into the spine. Move your neck around. Okay. So we do some massage into the base of the skull. I think we're ready for some movement. I don't know about you guys. I'm ready. Okay. So our first movement, you're going to be laying on your back. We're going to do some rolling from our back to our side. So very simply, you can either have your legs straight or your legs bent. You're going to put your arm above your head, and you're going to simply roll onto your side. Now, as you roll onto your side, you're massaging your shoulder with the ground. Let's roll to the other side. Same thing. Arm comes up, roll. And you're massaging that space in between the arm and the body. So you can feel a nice opening of the shoulder, nice compression of the ground into the tissues. And remember, you want to work at a speed and at a range that works for you. Switch sides. Switch sides. Nice and easy. Now, if you want to roll all the way onto your abdomen, you can feel free to do so, and just notice how that changes what gets massaged. We use the ground, or we can use the ground in movement to massage the body. So as I roll onto my side, I can feel the serratus anterior being massaged, and the muscles, the intercostals, the muscles even between the ribs, get some stimulation, get some compression. Very, very nice. So it's just a very simple, basic roll. You're rolling with fluidity and feeling your body throughout the whole movement. Okay, our next movement is some rocking. We're going to do some gentle, slow rocking, and we're going to start in our supine position with our knees bent, feet flat on the floor. From here, I'm going to draw my belly button towards my spine, which contracts the transverse abdominis, and I'm going to bring my legs up towards the ceiling with control. I can even press into the ground with my hands. So I'm just going to lift my legs up, and I'm going to slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come down to the ground. And I can use the weight of my legs to come to an upright position, and then I'm going to come right back down slowly, as to not bang my head on the ground. And then the same exact thing. I lift my legs up, and then one vertebrae at a time, lower your spine to the ground. And then come all the way up. Feel that connection of the connective tissue between your upper and lower body. And then try it again. If you want to go a little quicker and you want to take the arms out of it, you can do that. You can change your arm position to more of like a server's tray. So that way when you come back, you can catch your head so that you're not smacking your head on the ground. So every movement that we do, make it work for you. If you're doing something totally different right now, just know that that's okay. And that's actually good to some degree because you want to honor what your body needs or wants to do in this moment. Nice and gentle, nice and easy. Again, if you feel any pain, modify your movement. Okay, so from here, I'm going to do a combination of rocking and rolling. So starting from the seated position, I'm going to go ahead and roll back, roll over onto my stomach, onto my other side, and then kick myself up to a seated position. So I'm using like this bicycle movement with my feet to come up. So again, from seated, roll down, roll, and then use your legs to get you right back up to seated. So roll back, roll, and bring yourself up, just like that. So any variation of that is totally fine. So again, I can go down, roll, up, down, roll. Perhaps I want to try one without using my legs and just using more of my abdominal muscles. That's fine too. Slow down, roll, come up, so look down, roll, come up. So this is a fantastic warm-up because these are movements that we want to be able to do up until our 90s and 100s. Up and down. When you rock up, you can use different leg positions. Okay, so stay on your backside. We're going to continue with our rolling. This time we're going to focus on reaching through the fingers and through the hand. So all we're going to do is this time we'll keep our legs straight, as long as it's comfortable for your low back. We're going to reach our arms above our head. One arm comes towards the ceiling, and I want to reach that hand across my body, and I'm reaching through the connective tissue. So right now, I want you to pay attention to the sensations all the way through the fascial web or the connective tissue as a whole. So you're really mining for sensations throughout the entire hand, arm, shoulder, and reaching through the whole body. And then go back to your backside, switch sides. So again, the arm comes up and reach. Almost like I'm reaching for something. Reach, 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 reach. And roll. Switch sides. Reach. And you can reach at different angles. You can reach above your head. You can reach more towards your feet. But you're reaching within your range. So you're reaching to your end range, but not exceeding it. You're just reaching and feeling the control. Feeling the good sensations of stretch. Make sure that you're breathing throughout the whole process. So the whole time, especially in those crunched or rotated positions, make sure that you're breathing deeply and expansively the whole time. Okay, so now we're going back to our rocking, and this time, so our feet are on the floor, our knees are bent. We're going to tuck our butt underneath, drawing our belly button towards our spine. Lift those legs off the ground, and we're just going to start to rock forward and back. When you're ready, you're going to come to seated and reach in between your legs, and then come right back down. So you're rocking, you're breathing, and when you're ready, you're going to come up and reach. Now you can add reaches, such as reaching one arm over the head at a time, or reaching both hands overhead, and then come right back into your rocking. So add whatever variation feels most appropriate for you. One arm in front. So many variations. Reach. Rock. Reach. Make sure to breathe. Nice and strong. Feeling the ground, massaging those back muscles. Really nice. When you come up to that seated position, feel your feet kind of engaging with the ground, kind of grabbing into the ground with those feet. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into a deep squat position. So we're going to do our combination of rocking and rolling from a deep squat. So you can either be flat-footed in your squat, which is ideal because this is a position we should be able to get into and rest comfortably, or you can come up onto the balls of your feet. So with control, I'm going to lower myself down. I'm going to roll, and I'm going to use the momentum to get myself back into my deep squat. So you can either do a split squat where one foot is in front of the other, or you can keep those feet together. So lower yourself down, rock, roll, and use the momentum of those legs to get yourself to that squat position, and then come right back down. Same exact thing. Maybe I'm holding something and, maybe I'm in my garden and I'm losing my balance and I fall. Boom, and I gotta roll out of the way of a bee that's flying on my head and then get back up. I don't know. Whatever your imagination can create for you to make this movement more real and practical, the better. Okay, nice and easy. One more time. Okay, so let's go back onto our backside for one more set of rolling. This time we'll lead with the leg. Okay, so we're on our back. You're going to take one leg and you're going to reach. You can take both arms above the head again. And we're going to reach one leg up towards the ceiling. Now from this reach, we're going to take the leg across the body. And I want to emphasize reaching through each one of the toes. So reach to the pinky toe, the next one, the next one, the next one, and all the way to the big toe. And you can roll all the way onto your stomach. From here, I'm going to squeeze the glutes, bend the knee, reach it up behind, return to my backside. Okay? Let's try the other side now. Reach that leg up towards the ceiling, reach it across. I'm reaching through each one of the toes. And then at the last moment, I'm going to peel my body off the ground and roll onto my stomach. From here, I want to squeeze my glutes first, because that will secure the hips in the lumbrosacral area. And then I'm going to bend my knee, reach that leg behind, come back to my backside, switch sides. Reach it up, reach it across. At the last moment, roll, relax, squeeze the glutes, bend the knee, reach it up and over. One last time the other side, reach, reach, reach. When you're on your stomach, squeeze those glutes, bend the knee, and then come back to your backside. Okay, guys, one more set of rocking. This time when we come up, we're going to rock up to what's called a side bend sit. So let's start with some rocking, forward and back. And then when we come up, one leg will be bent in front, one leg is bent behind. And then we rock back again, switch legs. So you see one leg is behind and the one leg is in front. Rock back, come up. When you come up, you want to see if you can create length through the spine. Try to get both sit bones on the ground if possible. And remember to breathe. Nice and strong. Every time, feeling those legs in connection with the ground. You can actually even just kind of press into the ground with the sides or whatever part of your leg is making contact with the ground. Can press into the ground, rock back, come right back up. Rock, come right back up. For me, this one's like one of my favorites. I feel like this is one of the most fluid transitions from rocking to a seated position, because then I have all sorts of options of where I can go from here. Rock, and remember to breathe every time. Your breathing will help to make your movements more efficient. Okay, so now we're going to do a combination of rocking, rolling to standing. So, from a supine position, my knees are bent, feet flat on the ground. Draw your belly button towards your spine, lift your legs off the ground. I'm going to rock myself forward and back, and I'm going to use the momentum of my body to get to a standing position. You can bring that momentum forward, come to standing, and walk it out. The walkout is critical because sometimes when we're changing position from low to high, sometimes our blood pressure can change and create some sensations with our vision, dizziness, blurry vision, whatever it is. And that's a sign that our circulation might need some assistance, or at least the pathways. So let's rock back, use that momentum, come to standing, walk it out. And as you walk it out, I want you to feel the sensations of the ground under your feet. And feel the height of your body by pressing through the crown of your head. So this time we're going to roll back, or roll to the side, use that momentum, stand up, walk it out. Now, if you need to use your hands to support you or to get you up, that's totally fine. So you use a variation that works for you. So again, I'm just going to roll back, roll to the side, and then come to my standing position. Okay? All right. So from here, we're going to stay in a standing position, and we're going to mobilize our spine by doing some spinal waves. Okay. So I'm going to stand sideways so you can see it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead with the knees, and I'm going to bring my knees forward. Then I'm going to bring my pubic bone forward, then my belly button, then my chest, then my chin. Now once I'm in this position, I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to use my butt, then my mid-back, then my upper back, then my neck. So you're going back and forth through this spinal wave. So while you do this, let go of tension, breathe relaxation into the spine. You can use your hands kind of above your head in this kind of a fashion here. You can go a little bit deeper into each of the directions. Inhale and exhale as you go. And then we also have a side variation. So I can push my hip out to the side and then bring the rest of my spine in that direction. So now I'm going to go the other way. Put my hip out to the side. And so now I'm using lateral flexion in addition to flexion and extension. So now you can do a combination of all these movements. You can place your hands on your ribs and use your ribs as a guide to let you know how much or how little you're able to move through your spine. Again, you can imagine using this. Maybe you're going to go to the club later tonight. I don't know. Maybe not. Me neither. I haven't been there forever. Anyways, from our spine, we're going to start to mobilize the hips from a standing position, doing some leg swings. So from a front stance, meaning one foot in front of the other, I'm going to lift the back leg up and swing it forward and back, forward and back. The toes on my supporting leg are spread wide. I want to have nice, good control. You can imagine you're on a skateboard if you like, just kind of pressing yourself forward. And then we're going to switch legs, same exact thing. So some nice, gentle leg swings. Remember, spread the toes wide on that supporting leg. Make sure that you feel the balance of the movement. If you need to shrink up your movement a little bit so it's a little smaller, that's fine. You want to go a little bit further, that's fine. Okay, from here we're going to do sideways or to the side. So I'm just going to take my foot in front of my supporting leg and then behind my supporting leg. Just giving some nice, gentle movements. Now, if I can do this without putting that swinging leg down, that's great. If I need to hold on to something, such as a stick or whatever it is, I can do that. Switch sides, other leg. Nice and easy. Okay, now we're going to mobilize the shoulders. Imagine that you have a tray in one of your hands, palm facing the ceiling. What you're going to do is you're going to reach your tray out in front, to the side, to the back, and you're keeping the palm facing the ceiling the whole time. And then reach it around. Okay, let's go the other direction. So now I'm coming forward, curling around, coming over my head, trying to keep that palm facing the ceiling and having nice control throughout the rest of the body while I move. Switch direction. Okay, let's switch arms. And again, you can be standing for this particular movement. You don't have to be kneeling. It's just easier for you to see me with the positioning of my computer. But I really want to reach through my shoulder, through the elbow, through the hand and the fingertips, and keep that in mind throughout the whole process. Nice mobilization for the shoulder. So imagine yourself reaching throughout your environment. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Nice and strong. Okay, so from here, we're going to do our spinal waves from a quadruped position on hands and knees. So we can start with a little flexion extension or cat and cow, dropping your sternum towards the ground and then lifting your mid-back towards the ceiling. This isn't about how far you can go, but you can certainly kind of press your limits to kind of see like what positions the spine can get into. We're also going to add lateral flexion, which means that your shoulders are getting closer. One shoulder is getting closer to the hip, and the other side. And if you want, you can transition from a child's pose where your palms are lifted off the ground and you're sending waves of motion that way. And then I send a wave of motion through the mid-back, bring my body forward into cobra, and then again, add some nice gentle variations of spinal movement. Okay, draw my belly button towards the spine to come back out of that. Drop down into child's pose. Lift those palms up off the ground. Send a nice wave of movement through the whole spine. So we're coming forward and coming back, really exploring mobility of the spine. So we should be feeling the micro movements of the spine through this whole process. Okay, so this next movement is going to involve side bend sit. We were there a little earlier today. So we're on our butts, one leg's bent in front, one leg's bent in back. I'm going to lift the back leg off the ground and bring the leg forward, and then bring it right back into side bend sit with control. That's it. Lift the leg up, bring it forward, bring it back, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to swivel my legs to the other side and do the same exact thing with the other leg. So I lift the leg up, swing it forward, bring it back, set it down. Lift it up, move it forward, set it down, maybe one more time. And then if I want, I can take my hands out of that swivel. Now I got a nice abdominal exercise going. So lift that back leg up, swing it forward to the front. If you really want to take it further, you can take it across. Feel that nice gentle stretch of sorts in the lateral posterior hip right here. And with control, let it be all about your leg movement. Nice and control, breathing through those tight situations, those tight sensations. Swivel to the other side. Same thing. Imagine what you might do from this position. So as I reach my leg across, perhaps I would come into a standing position from here. So many variations. So many variations. Okay, so from here, we're going to go back on our hands and knees. Okay, so focusing on the shoulders, what we're going to do is your hands are right underneath your shoulders. I want the pits of your elbows facing forward. And all we're going to do with straight elbows is we're going to push ourselves away from the ground and then come a little closer to the ground. If it's difficult to keep your elbows straight with this movement, you can lower yourself down onto your forearms and do the same thing. You want to press yourself away from the ground and then come closer to the ground. And this is helping to strengthen and activate the muscles that innervate the scapula and the shoulder blade. Okay, so we can do a combination of these movements here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to reach our hand behind, reach it up towards the ceiling, reach it in front, lay it down, switch sides. So I can reach back, up, forward, and down. You can see this a little bit better. Reach back, up, forward, and down. Switch sides, back, up, forward, and down, back, up, forward, and down. Okay, let's come to a seated position, please. So on our butts, we're going to do our last set of spinal mobilizations. So we're going to start by pressing through the crown of the head, getting nice and long through the spine. I want you to pull your belly button forward so that you have a nice lordosis or natural lordosis of that lumbar spine. And what we're going to do is we're going to hinge forward at the hips and lower ourselves into a forward fold. Your arms can come in front of the body if you like. From here, I'm going to stack one vertebrae on top of the other as I come back to an upright position. And then I'm going to reach my hands behind and I'm going to go into an extension. From this position, again, I'm going to stack one vertebrae on top of the other by reaching my belly forward, elongating through the crown of the head, and once I get to my upright position, I'm going to go forward again. So I'm thinking forward at the waist, forward fold, coming out of it nice and slow, reaching back, really opening up the front side of the body. And then again, using your belly as a way to kind of draw yourself forward, back into flexion. Okay, from here we also have lateral flexion. So we're going to go ahead and lower one hand over to the side, and we can even use an arm if we like. Lower yourself down onto the forearm. Come right back up. Again, thinking of stacking each vertebrae one at a time as you go and switch sides. Here. 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 Okay, so last time for the hips, we're going to go into our side bend sit and just move through some variations of the side bend sit. So what we're going to do is you can either use your hands to post behind you and swivel your knees from one side to the other. You can also take your hands off the ground. This adds more of an abdominal / hip dynamic. You can also add a reach. You're swiveling your knees from side to side, and then adding whatever variation of reach you like. So nice side bend sit, reach. I can also press myself to a split kneel position and lower down, which is a really nice way to activate those glutes. So hinging forward at the hips, pressing through those hips, coming to a split kneeling position of sorts, and lowering down. So many different variations that we can explore. And this is really, really great for the hips. Nice and strong, going at a speed that works for you. Okay, so our last mobilization for the shoulders, we're going to lay on our stomach. Come down onto your stomach, and we're going to post ourselves up on our forearms. If this feels uncomfortable in your back, lower yourself down. Okay, if it feels comfortable, post yourself up as high as you like. We're going to reach one arm across the body. The other palm faces the ceiling as we reach behind and open up the front side of the chest. Come right back to your starting position. Here. Okay, so I reach across, palm facing the ceiling. I reach, opening up the chest, breathing as you go, and then bring yourself right back into your starting position. Reach across, reach around. Really feeling the connection in the whole body, not just the arm, not just the shoulder, but starting to expand your appreciation or your connection to all the sensations that you feel throughout the whole body. So go as slow or as fast as you like. But just make sure it works for you. Okay? Nice and strong every time. Always coming back to that breathing dynamic. Okay, guys, so from here, let's go back into a quadruped position on hands and knees, please. So from here, we're going to do a contralateral reach. That means that I'm going to lift up one arm, one and the opposite side leg, And if I want, I can actually reach in each direction. Switch sides. So opposite arm, opposite leg, reaching. And I'm reaching both through the foot and the hand. Reach. See if you can keep your spine stable. Really no movement at all happening in the spine. The spine is in a nice neutral position. Your belly button is drawn towards your spine, keeping nice support there. And if this is way too easy, go ahead and lift the knees up off the ground about an inch. And then start to reach from that position. If this is still way too easy, you can practice crawling and reaching. Use the variation that works for you. And then if at some point you get really fatigued, don't let your pride get in the way of a good productive movement session. Go back to something that's a little bit less challenging, but not super easy either. Okay, so from here, we're going to transition from quadruped to what's called inverted crawl. All you're going to do is, remember how we just lifted opposite arm, opposite leg? I'm starting with that, and I'm going to bring that back leg under my body. Now this is an inverted crawl. I'm going to shift my weight from side to side, and then opposite arm, opposite leg, the leg goes under the body. Crawl around a little bit. You really want to make sure you're distributing the weight throughout the whole hand. Lift opposite arm, opposite leg, position. You crawl around in this position. Opposite arm, opposite leg, transition. Opposite arm, opposite leg, transition. As smooth as you could possibly go. You can walk with your hands and knees kind of closer together. Or you can extend the distance between your arms and your legs as you go. So many different variations of this movement. And when you're ready, transition. You want to do multiple transitions? You can. Taking you guys back to your breakdancing days. All right, maybe our wannabe breakdancing days. I was there too. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into a deep squat position, please. So again, you're either flat on your heels or up on the balls of your feet. I'm going to take my body weight forward with my hand. I'll shift my body weight over my hands and hop my feet forward. From here, I'm going to hop backwards. So I'm going to press into my hands and hop back. Walk my hands back. Do two if I have the space. Just like so. So I'll go forward. I can go to the side. So each direction I can add the same progression. Placing one hand on the ground, bringing my body weight forward towards that hand, then bringing my other hand. So this is like a side shuffle crawl. And I have my front shuffle crawl. And for me, I'm always thinking about how much can I see in my environment? How much can I look around from my deep squat position? So again, I can go in any direction I like. Typically, it's the back leg that hops forward. So if I'm doing that side shuffle crawl, I'm bringing my body weight towards this side. You see that foot that's furthest away? that's the one that hops forward. Okay? With the forward hop, doesn't really matter. Backward hop, doesn't really matter. Okay. So from here, we're just going to go back into our crawling, but before we do that, let's mobilize the wrists a little bit. So we're going to roll the wrists forward and backwards. We're going to open up the fingers and move our wrists through as many different ranges as we can think of. From here, I'm going to take my hands out to the side. I'm going to put my fingers together, drop one finger or one side hand towards the ground, and the other one goes up. You can switch sides. Just getting some nice gentle rotations and movements through the wrist. Okay, open those wrists wide, drop the shoulders down from the ears. Shake out those wrists. Getting ready for more work. Nice and easy. And we're going to go back into our quadruped position and crawl forward and back. So you can either choose to crawl on your knees, or you can crawl lifting the knees off the ground. Same exact thing. I would encourage you to see if you can't keep your back and your butt and your head almost at the same height the entire time. You can crawl sideways. You can go as low as you like, or you can come as high as you like, but just see if you can make sure that the butt and the head are at the same height. Okay, so from here, let's transition to our inverted crawl. From our inverted crawl, we'll lift up opposite arm, opposite leg, come back into quadruped, walk your hands back, come to standing. Lower yourself down, walk your hands out, transition back into inverted crawl. This time walk your hands forward, into standing. Lower down, back into inverted crawl, lift opposite arm, opposite leg, transition, walk your hands back, come to standing. Breathe deeply and expansively as you go. See if you can keep your breathing as relaxed as possible. So all we're doing is transitioning from standing to squat, to inverted crawl, to foot hand crawl, to deep squat to standing. All those movements. Nice and easy. Transition, walk your hands, coming up, lowering down. Nice and easy. When you come to standing, it's important to walk it out. And it's important to breathe. Okay, so we're going back into our shuffle crawl. This time we're going to do it from a standing position. So what I'm going to do is, I have my feet about double shoulder width apart. I'm going to reach one hand across the body. Then the other hand comes down. My body weight goes over my hands, and I take that back leg, you see this one right here? And I hop it to the other side. And then come to standing. Walk it out. Nice and smooth. Nice and relaxed. When I'm ready, I'm going to lower down, reach for the ground across the body with my arm. I'm going to bring my body weight over that arm, bring the other hand down, and this back leg, boom, hops over. So if you already got this one down and you're like, yeah, I got it, and you go ahead and fly through your shuffle crawl at a speed that works for you. Think about making it practical. Once you shuffle to the other side, get right up. Walk it out. Nice and easy. Nice and strong. You can add kind of like a turn, 180 turn if you like. So I'm reaching across. Really having some fun with it, really. The more fun you have with your workout, the better. In my humble opinion, anyways. Okay, guys. So from here, going back into our foot-hand crawl. So step into your, not step into, but get into your inverted crawl position, please. And we're just going to start to crawl around and find ourselves in a position where we can straighten our legs, drawing our toes towards our nose. From here, you're going to bring your pelvis forward and up towards the ceiling for a gentle stretch in the front side of the shoulders. It's not about how far you can go. It's just about feeling the strength and the support of this position through the shoulders. And then come right back into your straight leg position with the toes towards the nose. So I'm drawing my pelvis forward and up, and right back down. Forward and up, and right back down. Forward and up, right back down. Forward and up, right back down. Nice and easy. If this is difficult on my wrists, I can go to a loose fist. Same exact thing. In fact, I would encourage you to use different hand positions to support your body weight. Because sometimes certain movements aren't practical or even possible for some of us. So we have to know how to make modifications. Okay. From here, going back into our transition. So from our foot-hand crawl to inverted crawl to standing. Okay, so you're just going at a speed that works for you. So from inverted crawl, walk your hands forward, stand up, walk it out. Lower your hands to the ground in front of you. Transition, transition. Do that as many times as you like. You can add a shoulder pulse. But make sure that when you come to standing, you walk it out. I want you to breathe. I want you to feel your ability to recalibrate your mind and your circulation when you come to standing. Forward, standing, lower down. You can do any little transition or any little variation that you want. There's so many variations. All we're doing is foot-hand crawl, inverted crawl, and coming to standing. Whatever way you want to mix that up, that's up to you. But you're feeling the body as you move. It's not easy, but it's also not too hard. It's somewhere right in the middle. And that's where play is. Fun. You know, make it a fun game for yourself. Think about how many movements that you can do. Just having a good time. Okay, guys. From here, last set of shuffle crawls. So this one, we're going to do a combination of lateral shuffle crawls, forward shuffle crawls, backwards shuffle crawl, and everything in between. Remember, from time to time, get yourself up and walk it out. Shake it out. Breathe deeply and expansively. And when you're ready, do it. Use the combinations that work for you. And always returning to a nice walk it up. See how light you can feel. Hop in and out of these positions. Feeling nice and smooth, nice and light. Whole time. Okay, guys. We made it to our cool down. Congratulations. I hope you're having a good time. We're not done yet, but stay with it. We'll go ahead, get ourselves into a nice side bend sit. From side bend sit, I'm going to swivel my legs from side to side as I start to cool down and control the breath. Regulate my breathing as I start to pass through some of these movements that we used today. So from here, I'm going to roll down onto my back. I'm going to roll onto my stomach, back onto my back, and right back into my side bend sit. Swivel to the other side, same thing. Roll onto your back, roll over onto your stomach, back onto your back, right back up into side bend sit. From here, we're going to go into a V sit. Now, depending on your flexibility, you can either have your hands in front or you can have your hands behind. But I want the quads to be contracted right now. The toes are drawn towards the nose. Nice and strong. Inhale, exhale. As you exhale, we're going to reach forward with the hands. Rounding through the back, just getting a nice gentle stretch there. You can wave your spine from side to side. Just feeling the opening of the tissues there. You can reach over to one foot, reaching over the head. Transition over to the other side, same thing, reaching, adding some nice gentle fluid movements as you go, maintaining that contraction in the quads to keep those knees nice and safe. Okay, from here, take your legs cross. Inhale, exhale. As you inhale, you're going to press through the crown of the head. As you exhale, we're going to forward fold. Coming right down onto our forearms. From here, send a gentle wave of movement through the spine. Relax. Breathe. Press up onto your palms. Walk your hands back. Shift back onto your forearms behind your body. Straighten out the legs. And just imagine reaching and extending through the whole spine by lifting up through the midsection towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. You can also choose to transition in and out from extension to flexion, but remember, not going so far as much as you're just mobilizing. Mobilize the spine. In the same way your diaphragm breathes, each one of your joints can breathe. So just imagine each one of the segments of the spine breathing and relaxing. Let's go ahead and lower ourselves all the way to our mats, please. From here, we're going to take our arms above our head. You're going to hold down your ribs in front. So you don't need to literally hold down your ribs, but the idea is you want to stretch the pec minor in the front side of the chest. And one of the best ways to do that, our tendency when we lift our arm above our head is to lift the rib cage. So you want to keep that rib cage down, and it's going to give you a nice gentle stretch in the front side of the chest. From here, I'm going to breathe in through my belly button and reach my belly button over to the side, curl myself into a fetal position. From here, I'll extend through the arms and legs back onto my back side and then roll over onto my other side, same thing. So I'm reaching, and crunching. Now, if I want to keep my legs off the ground, that's awesome, because that's really going to activate all my abdominal muscles, both the abdominal muscles in the front, sides, and also the back. And this is really great for people who have a history of back pain, low back pain specifically. So you're just rolling from side to side. Okay, guys, roll onto your back. This is where we just let everything go, totally relaxed. You can massage into the abdomen a little bit, pressing into different directions. Just smiling at each one of your internal organs, starting with your lungs, just bringing your attention into your lungs and just picturing their amazing architecture, but also capacity to absorb energy from the air and to distribute that energy into the heart. Bring your attention into your heart, please, and imagine your heart healthy, strong, like a young little baby, just totally powerful and pumping effortlessly. Just imagine your heart and all the valves leading to and from are totally open and clean. And the heart is just totally powerful and able to do its job effortlessly. And then imagine the 80,000 miles of pathways for blood throughout the body, taking that powerful energy into the rest of the body from top to toe, shoulder to fingertip. Send a wave of relaxation through your spine, just feeling yourself invigorated and alive, feeling strong and powerful. Take your attention into your stomach, your spleen, your gallbladder, your small intestine, your liver, your kidneys. Just smile at each one of those internal organs. Take your attention into your brain, smile at that. Smile at every organ and every system in your body. Just imagine yourself vibrant, healthy, and strong. Totally recalibrating naturally, but encouraging and building that capacity through our attention and intention. Inhale, exhale, 3 times on your own. Letting go of tension. Inhale, exhale. Bring to mind something that you're thankful for this morning. Noticing how that makes you feel. Surrendering or letting go of all unnecessary tension. Rock your head from side to side. Wiggle those fingers and toes. Draw your belly button towards your spine as you bend both legs. So your feet are flat on your mat. Rock yourself to an upright seated position when you're ready. Okay, guys, how'd you do? I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves today. I know I certainly did, and I really appreciate all of you being here today. And I hope you feel invigorated and powerful to face the rest of your day today. So If you need more time and you need to lay down for a little longer, feel free to do so. Give yourself exactly what you need today. And remember, movement is like nutrition. You want to have as much variety of movement throughout every day as you possibly can. And remember also that the body heals most productively when we're parasympathetic. That means use your diaphragmatic breathing, use smiling, use gratitude meditation as ways to keep yourself in a state psychologically that helps to lead to more productive healing. So thank you again so much, guys. Appreciate all of you. Lots of love. And I'll see you guys next week.